You're wondering about the sign. Let me tell you something. I learned about safety the hard way. You see, a number of years ago, I was injured in a forklift accident when I worked at the plant down the road, which is why I'm serving up safety now. Yes, I take safety very seriously. I've learned all I can about it, and now I'm passing it along. Need a menu?
I am so sorry.
That's all right. I'll get you another bowl.
I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no big deal. Happens all the time.
See? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
What?
Cleaning up after other people. Never gonna happen.
Hey, Phil, can I have another bowl of soup here, please, pronto?
Coming up.
As usual, Joe, I think you're missing the point.
What have you been out of shape about today, Joe?
Joe got written up in the last safety audit.
Really? What'd you do?
Nothing. Some bozo's forklift leaked hydraulic fluid and I got blamed for it. Pick up. Let me have my check when you get a chance, Tony.
Now, wait a minute, Joe. You weren't blamed for the accident. You were cited for ignoring a hazard.
Some other guy leaked something on the floor and I'm supposed to clean it up? I don't think so.
Hey, Joe, can I see that thing?
Gee, I don't know, Dom. It might besmirch the pristine image you have of me.
Let's see. Violation of proactive safety attitude.
It's a fancy way of saying I'm expected to clean up someone else's mess. I got my own work to do. I'm not somebody's mother. I don't expect anybody to mop up my spills. Why should I mop up theirs?
Because you might slip on it.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Turkey surprise.
Yeah. Hey, let's tell you what happened last December.
I'd really rather just have my check.
It was the busiest lunch hour of the year.
We were running around like crazy. Plus, it was Phil's first week as the new cook. Maybe he was overwhelmed. He was not only frosting the holiday cookies, but he was rushing to make another batch of mashed potatoes and gravy for the turkey surprise. Now, I have a strict rule. A place for everything and everything in its place. Whenever a cook is finished with any ingredients, he's supposed to immediately put them back on the rack. Well, like I said, maybe Phil was overwhelmed.
How's that lasagna holding up?
Good, it's the turkey and the mash that's flying out of here. Maybe even distracted.
Getting ugly out there, Phil. How much longer?
All right, coming up.
By the time he realized what had happened, it was too late.
Pick up one turkey surprise.
Merry Christmas.
What did you do?
Well, I bet you didn't hand him a violation of proactive safety attitude citation.
No, but let me ask you this. What was the primary cause of this little mishap?
Well, you were busy. I mean, when you're that busy, accidents are bound to happen.
I can't let Phil off the hook that easily. I'd have to say he got careless. He wasn't watching what he was doing.
All of these are factors, but you haven't hit on the primary cause. Lack of visualization.
Check, please.
It's like this. If I really want something to happen, I mean really want it, then I try to visualize it fully, see it in living color.
I think I know what you mean. I do it when I prepare for the marathon. I try to see the entire race, including everything that's led up to it. All my training, the conditioning, everything. Then I visualize myself going for it, running to win.
Tony, so if I want to visualize a workplace without accidents, I just picture me and my crew working safely and that's it.
Well, there's more to it than that. If the mind can perceive it, the body can achieve it.
Oh, thank you, Jedi Master.
Oh, no, wait a minute. She's giving you the condensed version. If you really want to prevent accidents, you have to visualize everyone working at a higher level. At the level necessary to achieve your goal.
Remember when you won the company softball regionals?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was right after Melvin's accident. Without Melvin, we thought we couldn't do it, but we did it.
How?
We dug in.
Yeah, but there was more at work than just that. You all felt so badly for Melvin that you visualized yourselves pulling together to win the championship for him, remember?
And your point is?
You can do that on the job, too.
Like this, Joe. What if you put the right way in your head so that there was no room for the wrong way? Think it'd change things.
Like how?
Well, have you ever noticed when you keep thinking about negative stuff, you attract more negative stuff? Load up your mind with positive stuff, and you attract positive stuff.
Come on, Dom. Don't tell me you buy this hocus pocus.
Hey, wait, Joe. This is not hocus pocus. Oh, here's how it works. Let's say you make a mistake and you start putting yourself down, huh? But don't do that. Instead, say something like this to yourself. I'm usually better than that, and maybe next time I'll try it this way instead. You see, if you make the right way vivid enough, you'll be able to see yourself doing it right. And the next time you will.
Yeah, but there's another part to it. Everyone has to understand that it's a team effort. If everybody visualizes the same thing, like you did at that championship game, then you'll see ways to improve performance and achieve a higher goal.
The spill.
Where?
No, I'm talking about the spill at work. You're saying that if we'd all been working toward the same thing, the first person by would have cleaned it up.
Exactly. That's where the law of opportunity comes in.
Well, gotta go.
Sit.
The law of opportunity is simply stated as this. If you have the opportunity to help prevent an incident or hazard, and you don't, you've contributed to any damage that might occur.
Incident. Hazard. How am I supposed to recognize those?
Good question. Let's take it in stages. The first is the incident. Now, an incident is the deviation from or the failure to follow an established acceptable standard. I don't care whether you're working in a kitchen, a warehouse, or a construction site. We set certain standards to prevent accidents. And when we don't follow those standards, we create an incident.
Can you recall any deviation from a standard in our turkey story?
Oh, yeah, the rack.
The what?
The rack where the food coloring was supposed to be stored. Remember Dom's rule? A place for everything and everything in its place.
After ingredients are used, they should be put back immediately where they belong. See, that's the standard.
But Phil didn't keep to the standard. He left the bottles on the counter, uncapped, next to the salt and pepper.
Which means he created an incident.
Bingo! And then the incident became a hazard.
Okay, so what's a hazard?
A hazard is an incident without adequate controls applied.
If I spill ketchup on the floor, that's an incident. But then, if I don't clean it up, the incident becomes a hazard.
So in this case, allowing the bottles to remain next to the salt and pepper shakers created a hazard.
Yeah, and remember this. All three of us saw those bottles there. But we were so focused on our own goals, we forgot we were part of a team.
You guys are really making a big deal about a couple of bottles of food coloring.
Well, a hazard has the potential to cause damage.
And that brings us to stage 3, an accident.
An accident occurs when potential damage is realized.
So you turned the mashed potatoes red. Big tragedy.
Hey, anytime my customers lose their appetite, that is a tragedy. And I know from experience that keeping these 3 steps in mind can prevent serious accidents, ones that could turn into real tragedies.
You know, I still say I don't deserve this. This safety director's a real pain in the neck. Always acting like he's got so much to prove. Proactive safety attitudes, my old man. It's a bunch of hooey. And his safety director, you know, he's always hanging over your shoulder, always waiting for you to mess up. You know what he's like? He's like those cops who hide in the woods and wait to catch you speeding. Sneaking around, then he hits me with this. I didn't even do anything.
Well, that's why I hit you with this, Joe, because you didn't do anything.
Dom, can I have the want ads?
Did you read all of that citation, Joe? It covers the law of opportunity in detail, and it ties it in with accident prevention.
What is this, a conspiracy? Where do you guys get this stuff from?
Hey, Joe, he's been coming into this diner long before you did. I've learned a lot from this guy.
Just read it, Joe. Read it.
We can prevent accidents by not causing incidents.
Or by correcting incidents before they become hazards.
Or by correcting hazards before they become accidents.
That's it.
What's it? I don't even know what I said.
All accidents start with an incident.
Right. And if we prevent and correct all incidents, you will never have an accident.
Right. I couldn't get mad at Phil for what happened. We all had the opportunity to put those bottles back, but we didn't.
Law of opportunity.
Right. It may not have been our job, but it sure would have saved us a lot of grief.
Melvin,
What about it?
the whole law of opportunity thing. Think about it.
Right. That accident should never have happened. Everything seemed pretty routine until I saw Melvin climb that ladder. Well, I didn't know if he ignored the sign or just didn't see it, but I didn't think it was my job to say anything. I mean, Melvin's a big boy. He's been around. I figured he knew what he was doing. But I have to admit, he was making me nervous. Then Carlos, our supervisor, walked in, and I thought, okay, good. Not my problem anymore. Melvin's still in physical therapy.
Hey, look, I'm not trying to make light of Melvin's situation, but it sounds to me like Melvin created an incident.
When?
When he ignored that sign. And then the incident became a hazard.
When he stood on the top rung.
Right. Potential damage right there. And then when he fell, the hazard became an accident.
Yeah, but I've seen people stand on the top rung of ladders a zillion times before, and nobody ever got hurt.
Not all incidents turn into accidents.
Thank you.
But since many incidents don't lead to accidents, it's easy for people to take incidents and hazards less seriously than they should.
Yeah, sooner or later, an accident's going to happen. Why take chances with your safety?
You know, I wanted to tell Melvin to step down, but Carlos never said anything to him, and I figured, hey, if the boss doesn't say anything, why should I? I wish I'd heard about this law of opportunity stuff before.
You guys ever hear of upstream thinking?
What's that, visualizing a salmon?
Upstream thinking is a proactive mindset. Before you begin a task, you ask yourself questions like, are there any potential hazards here, and how can I avoid them? That way, you identify at-risk behavior before it happens and take steps to avoid it.
Well, I like being downstream.
Now, downstream thinking is reactive. That's like when you see an accident that's already happened and you figure out what you could have done to prevent it.
Yep, sounds like you, all right.
Hey, accidents happen.
They do. But when we assume that sooner or later accidents are bound to happen, we open ourselves up to drawing them to us. When we create a mental mindset that allows incidents and hazards to go ignored, we are setting ourselves up for a fall.
Yeah, that's why they never announce it when a pitcher has a no-hitter going. No need to remind him that the next batter could get a hit off him.
Yep, it's the same thing. When we visualize positive outcomes, better performance than we're experiencing regularly, we open ourselves up to improved performance.
Well, it makes sense. I didn't realize you were so knowledgeable about this stuff.
Well, I take it seriously. But I learned something new from you, Joe.
From me?
Yep, I learned that if you can have that attitude about not cleaning up other people's messes, it's likely that other people have it too. I would like for you to work with me on redesigning the safety training program.
Me?
Yeah? Maybe we need to emphasize teamwork more to strengthen the workers' notions of shared goals and shared accountability. I've been listening to you, Joe, and I think you get it now. Maybe your friend Melvin's accident taught you something along with your friends here.
Law of opportunity.
Incident, hazard, accident.
Visualize.
Strange as it may seem, I think this taught you something too.
Well, I have had a couple shifts in my thinking, I have to admit.
Order up.
So you'll do it?
Sure.
Phil made this special just for you, Joe.
Check, please.
Would you like to know my favorite recipe for a safe workplace? Huh? It's simply this. Decide what you really want. Set a goal you can reach, and then go for it. Don't let current reality prevent you from improving your performance. And that, my friends, is how you serve up safety with a proactive attitude. A dish that pleases everyone. Food for thought, huh? right. I couldn't get mad at Phil for what happened. We all had the opposite.
Right. Am I right? I'm sorry, guys.
Check, please. What? That was magic. What do you mean we can't use it?